Hey there guys, this is Josh Dragon here, and today we are going to be taking on the infamous game Cheetahmen 2, which was released back in the year 1992 and is the direct sequel to the very infamous game Action 52. Action 52 was known for being a completely broken and horrible game which bombed completely during the early 90s. It was a bit of a catastrophe, really, because it had 52 games made that were just abysmally created. I mean, a lot of them were not even playable. How this game was even made is kind of remarkable because it was never even released. I'm surprised they even managed to finish it from start to finish. But in either case, we're going to be taking on the first level here with one of the Cheetahmen. I don't know too much about these guys. I just heard a little bit about them from the Angry Video Game Nerd, and I can assure you this is a very difficult game. I was kind of curious to see what it would be like, and the difficulty is not really so much the enemies, it's like the glitchiness. Your character can only shoot in two directions and can't duck and shoot, which is a serious problem when you have most of your enemies on the ground level to begin with. That's not a very intelligent move, guys, to not be able to have your character duck when you put so many of these enemies on the ground. So probably 60% of the enemies that you fight, you're not even going to be able to attack them, you just have to dodge them. And another serious problem with the game is that they can go through the platforms. They didn't program the boundaries into the sprites so that they can go right through the through certain platforms, and it can still damage you that way. Obviously, this game was nowhere near finished, and it's hilarious to me that they were going to try to release this to the public. Another thing that damages you is jumping off of those blocks, like falling from a great distance. If you walk off, you're okay, but if you jump off, you're dead. So, really, really bad in that sense. But the controls for the Cheetahmen themselves are they're not really that bad. I have actually seen worse, but it's still pretty messed up. It really is a shame because I think there actually was some creativity going into the Cheetahmen series. The music is really good, which is about the biggest compliment I can really pay this game. And it does at least have some interesting looking enemies, more of the bosses than the actual stage, the common enemies that you kill. So it had a few things going for it. I mean, the background looks at least kind of interesting, but the glitch factor for this game just really makes it not a lot of fun to play. It's not so much challenging as it is just annoying. And you have to remember where all the enemies are going to be, or else you have no chance at all of getting anywhere in this game. There's just so many points that are really annoying like that. Now, there actually is a little bit of platforming here, but the platforming is the easy part. I mean, you're gonna always die from the damage you take. It's never gonna be from like falling in a pit or something like that. It seems like you have to repeat like the same section a couple of times before you get to the end of the stage. I think again this is just trying to get the game done quickly, and they made it so that you're basically doing the same thing multiple times. I'm not planning on trying to play through the entire game here. I was just trying to show a little bit of it off, mainly because I was curious to see what the game was like. And having play tested it now, I can say it is every bit as bad as people have said. It definitely plays like a very much unfinished video game. But I would recommend trying it out. It's kind of interesting just for the sheer novelty of it. There are going to be some deaths in this run. It's, you know, I mean, I'm nowhere near polished at this game or anything, so I did the best that I could, but there's definitely going to still be some deaths here. It's a hard game for what it is. I don't know, I mean, if you guys want to see the whole game, you know, the next two stages after this one, you can leave me a comment and I might take you up on that one and see if we can finish the game, at least get as far as possible in it. But I wasn't planning on it otherwise. So let's talk a little bit about Action 52 and the Cheetahmen themselves. The Cheetahmen were basically created to be competitors with the Battletoads and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, obviously, which were very popular at the time that this game was made. But the franchise never went anywhere because Action 52 was just a total flop. And this game was made during the time when I think they were still working on Action 52. Basically, Action 52 was an NES cartridge comprised of 52 games that were very badly made. Now, the original idea was that they were going to be making 52 high-quality, action-packed games you could buy for the low price, as they put it, of $200. Now, obviously, that's a pretty bad deal, but I mean, again, if the average game costs you about 50-60 bucks, and in theory you're getting a good quality game, I mean, I guess you could maybe justify the price there. But these games were programmed by people, I think, who were just out of college, had very little to no real programming skills, and they were only given a few months to complete this game, so what they turned out was complete crap. And they packaged it up like it was a legitimate product and tried to sell it, and it flopped completely. The hilarious part about it to me is that they actually thought this was going to be such a huge success that they released a Cheetahmen, or they were going to release a Cheetahmen 2. This game actually made it to the cartridge version. And as you can tell, this thing is not finished whatsoever, so it looks like total crap. And they thought this was good enough. I mean, it's amazing to me that this ever really happened. Now, there actually was an Action 52 made for the Genesis, and I've never played that one before. I haven't actually played Action 52, but the Cheetahmen game in that particular cartridge is different from this one, and I've actually heard it's worse in some respects, but I don't know, this game is pretty bad, so it's kind of too bad. I think it could have been maybe at least a bit better than it was. I certainly don't think it had the potential to compete with the Ninja Turtles or the Battletoads, but certainly could have been, you know, better than this. This is just crap. There's absolutely no way to deal with those low enemies. I don't know if they were planning to like include a low attack or something, but I mean, I really don't understand what they were thinking when they made this game. Yeah, and that's the other weird thing about it. I mean, they have like these blocks that, like a coin block from the Super Mario Brothers. Sometimes you'll jump up in the air and you'll hit this thing where the game will like blip or something. It looks a lot like the coin block, and I always get concerned that the game's gonna lock up and freeze when it does that, but I don't know where they got that from or why it does that, but, you know, who knows. Very strange game. I guess their whole philosophy was just that they could package a, you know, 20% finished game, and as long as it was partially finished, people would just pay for it. Doesn't make any sense to me, but also, I mean, how can you shoot a tornado with a crossbow? I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever. This has got to make a little bit of sense here, guys. So this is actually the boss, I believe, of the stage. He's this is just a great example of how badly the game is programmed. He has no attack. All he does is he runs from one side of the screen to the other side, and you just shoot him until he dies. I mean, seriously, you have to program an attack for these guys. You can't release the game like this. I'm not trying to make this sound like, you know, the angry video game nerd, you know, lives on or something, but it's just, it's ridiculous to me how bad some of this stuff is. So this is level 3. Level 3 you switch to the bigger Cheetahmen, and you lose the crossbow now, so we're going to be fighting in closer proximity. I think this Cheetahmen handles a little bit better than the other one, and I definitely like punching the enemies as opposed to hitting them with a crossbow. But I mean, again, how am I supposed to get past this part without getting hit? You can't hit that enemy any other way unless you, I guess, jump on top of those blocks. It's too small to hit him. You can't duck and hit. And I mean, so much of this you just have to know where all the glitches are and where all the enemies are going to be. I don't know, for whatever reason I feel like I'm going through Bowser's Castle here with the stone platforms kind of reminding me of that part from the original Super Mario Brothers. And now I'm dead. I don't know, guys, so if you want to see more of the Cheetahmen 2 game, just leave me a comment below. Maybe I can try and get a little further in this game, but yeah, that's Cheetahmen 2, and it's pretty sad. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching my LP of this game, and I will see you next time. This is Josh Dragon signing out.